Today I want to share a truth about your power, a truth often hidden beneath layers of words, actions, and reactions. This power comes alive not when you speak louder, not when you explain yourself, but when you simply step back and stay silent. Silence is often misunderstood. We live in a world that equates strength with action, power with words, and presence with visibility. Yet there's a subtle, transformative power in silence that's easily overlooked. This power of silence is not about passivity or retreat. It's about reclaiming energy, grounding ourselves, and discovering a well of strength that doesn't rely on others' validation. When we choose silence, we are choosing to be intentional with our energy, to become present within ourselves rather than scattered by the chaos around us. The beauty of silence lies in its potential to hold space for clarity and insight. In moments of silence, the noise of our surroundings fades, and we're given a chance to hear our own thoughts, to feel our own emotions. This stillness allows us to process, understand, and even heal in ways that words and actions sometimes can't. In silence, we find space to breathe, to connect with ourselves, and to reconnect with our values. It's in these moments that we often gain insights into our lives, realize what truly matters, and discover our own path forward. Silence also holds power because it communicates self-respect. When we refrain from responding to every comment or reacting to every situation, we show that our sense of self isn't easily swayed by others. We demonstrate that our worth is internal, not contingent on outside forces. By choosing silence, we declare to ourselves and to others that our energy is precious and not to be expended lightly. We show that we're at peace within ourselves, that we're not defined by the opinions or actions of those around us. This quiet confidence, this refusal to be pulled into unnecessary drama or conflict, speaks volumes about our character and our inner strength. Interestingly, silence often makes people notice us more than words or actions do. In a world filled with constant noise, someone who can remain silent commands a unique presence. When we're no longer trying to be heard, people become curious about our thoughts. They start to pay closer attention, realizing that someone with the strength to remain silent is someone worth listening to when they do speak. Silence creates an aura of mystery and calm, and in doing so, it draws people in. It creates a natural magnetism, one that doesn't depend on being loud or constantly visible, but instead rests on quiet self-assurance. Choosing silence can also be a profound way of setting boundaries. We don't need to explain, justify, or defend ourselves in every situation. Silence can be a way of saying no without ever needing to use the word. It can be a refusal to engage with negativity, a decision to protect our peace rather than be drawn into others' conflicts. Through silence, we assert that we are responsible for our own well-being, and we don't have to give away our power by reacting to every demand or criticism. This kind of silence is rooted in respect for ourselves and a refusal to compromise our inner peace. At the same time, silence allows us to cultivate patience and resilience. By not reacting immediately, we give ourselves the gift of time, the time to process, to consider our options, to decide what's best for us. When we wait, we become less reactive, less susceptible to impulsive actions that may not serve us in the long run. Instead, we develop a sense of calm that allows us to face challenges with grace and perspective. We learn that we can withstand moments of discomfort, that we don't have to rush into action just to relieve that discomfort. Through this patience, we build resilience and find a deeper layer of strength that sustains us through difficulties. Silence, therefore, isn't about avoiding or escaping life's challenges. It's about engaging with them in a way that's deliberate, thoughtful, and empowered. When we hold back our words, we're not suppressing ourselves, we're allowing our true voice to be heard when the time is right. In silence, we're listening to our intuition, to the quiet guidance within us that often gets drowned out by noise. We're creating space to act from a place of alignment, not from a place of reaction. And when we finally do speak or act, our words and actions carry the weight of thoughtfulness and authenticity. The world may sometimes interpret silence as weakness, as avoidance, or as an unwillingness to engage. But true silence is none of these. True silence is a choice, an intentional act of self-care and self-respect. It is choosing to conserve our energy, to protect our peace, to trust in our own process. It's the quiet recognition that our worth doesn't need to be proved, and our value isn't determined by how loudly we can speak or how quickly we can act. In silence, we find a strength that is enduring and unshakable, a strength that doesn't need external validation to exist. This power of silence transforms how we relate to ourselves and others. It deepens our self-awareness, strengthens our resilience, and cultivates a quiet confidence that radiates outward. By choosing silence, we are not diminishing our presence, we are amplifying it. We're declaring that we know our worth, that we honor our energy, and that we're at peace with who we are. In that silence, we reclaim our power. Strength is often seen as something shown through action, through taking bold steps or making decisive moves. However, there's a unique and transformative strength found in inaction, in choosing to pause, to hold back, or simply to wait. This strength isn't always obvious, and it's certainly not celebrated as much as visible achievements. Yet it is a quiet power, one that often goes unrecognized because it challenges our usual understanding of what strength looks like. Inaction, when chosen with intention, can be a powerful tool for self-preservation, for clarity, and for growth. There are times when life presents situations that test us, demanding decisions, reactions, or responses. In these moments, the most natural impulse is often to react, to speak, to defend, to clarify, or to fix. But sometimes the most powerful response is no response at all. When we choose inaction, we are exercising a form of self-control that isn't about giving up or surrendering. Rather, it's about choosing to protect our peace, to conserve our energy, and to avoid unnecessary conflicts or draining engagements. Choosing inaction is an act of wisdom because it requires discernment. It requires us to know when something doesn't need our energy, when it isn't worth our time or involvement. This strength in inaction is often rooted in self-awareness, a deep understanding of ourselves, our needs, and our boundaries. By choosing to refrain from action, we are saying that we are centered enough to withstand the pull of external pressures. We are grounded enough to trust that not every situation needs a reaction, that we don't need to prove ourselves in every moment. One of the profound benefits of inaction is the space it creates for clarity. When we rush into action, we may act impulsively, driven by emotions that haven't had time to settle. By holding back, we give ourselves the gift of perspective. We allow ourselves time to understand the situation fully, to see beyond the immediate trigger, and to respond in a way that aligns with our true intentions and values. This kind of restraint enables us to move from a place of clarity and calm, rather than from a place of reactivity or urgency. Inaction also cultivates resilience. Life is full of moments that challenge us to withstand discomfort, to sit with uncertainty, or to navigate tension. By choosing inaction in these moments, we are building a quiet form of resilience, one that doesn't depend on quick fixes or immediate solutions. Instead, we are teaching ourselves to endure, to hold steady even when things are uncertain or unresolved. This resilience developed through inaction makes us stronger in the face of future challenges because we learn that we can endure without needing to react or resolve everything right away. Another aspect of strength in inaction is that it allows us to focus on what truly matters. When we choose not to engage in every conflict or respond to every demand, we are setting boundaries that prioritize our well-being. We are deciding that our peace is worth more than proving a point, that our energy is too precious to be spent on things that don't serve us. This strength of discernment keeps us grounded, helping us to focus our energy on what aligns with our goals and values rather than being pulled into distractions. Inaction can also be a powerful tool for self-reflection. When we choose to pause rather than act, we create space to look inward, to examine our feelings, and to gain insights into our own behavior. This reflection helps us better understand ourselves, recognizing our triggers, our patterns, and our needs. It allows us to grow in self-awareness, making us more mindful of our actions and responses in the future. Through inaction, we give ourselves the opportunity to learn from situations, to see what they reveal about us, and to grow from those insights. Choosing inaction is not about avoiding responsibility or shirking challenges. It's about learning to be strategic with our energy and intentional with our responses. Inaction doesn't mean passivity, it means waiting for the right moment, allowing things to unfold naturally, and knowing that sometimes the situation will resolve itself without our interference. This approach requires a level of patience and trust that can be difficult in a world that values immediate results. Yet by choosing inaction, we align ourselves with a quieter, more natural flow, allowing solutions to arise when the time is right. When we practice strength in inaction, we are also teaching others about our boundaries and our values. We're showing that we don't need to be involved in every argument, that we don't need to explain or justify ourselves in every situation. This kind of strength speaks volumes because it communicates self-respect, confidence, and inner peace. It says to the world that we are secure in who we are, that our worth isn't dependent on our ability to win every battle or solve every problem. Inaction may not be as visible or celebrated as traditional forms of strength, but it is profound and transformative. It is a choice to protect our inner peace, to act with wisdom rather than impulse, and to preserve our energy for what truly matters. It is a strength that honors our boundaries, that cultivates resilience, and that allows us to grow in self-awareness and clarity. By embracing inaction, we discover a depth of strength that is enduring, one that supports us not just in moments of calm, but also in the face of life's inevitable storms. Through this quiet strength, we find a way to live with greater peace, intention, and authenticity. Self-respect and inner peace are deeply intertwined. One cannot truly thrive without the other. When we honor ourselves and treat ourselves with respect, we lay a strong foundation for inner peace. This is the peace that doesn't waver with outside circumstances or rely on others' validation, but is rooted in our own self-worth and understanding. At its core, self-respect is the act of valuing oneself, recognizing one's inherent worth, and setting boundaries that reflect this understanding. And from this foundation grows a sense of inner peace, a profound calm that anchors us no matter what life throws our way. Self-respect begins with self-acceptance, with acknowledging all aspects of ourselves, both our strengths and our flaws. When we accept ourselves as we are, without judgment or need for approval, we start to cultivate a respect that comes from knowing we are enough as we are. This acceptance allows us to feel whole, as we no longer feel the need to constantly seek affirmation or validation from the outside world. With self-respect, we learn to stand firmly within ourselves, grounded in the belief that we are deserving of kindness, love, and respect, starting from within. It is from this wholeness that inner peace is born. In life, we're often tested in ways that challenge our self-respect. We may find ourselves in situations where we feel pressure to compromise our values, to say yes when we want to say no, or to meet expectations that don't align with our own truth. When we prioritize self-respect, we start to set healthy boundaries. These boundaries act as a shield, protecting our well-being and reinforcing our sense of worth. Setting boundaries is not about distancing ourselves from others or building walls, but rather about creating a space in which we can exist authentically and safely. When we respect our own limits, we show others how to treat us, and this, in turn, fosters an inner peace that isn't easily disturbed by the demands or opinions of others. Choosing self-respect also involves making decisions that honor our true selves. This means embracing authenticity and letting go of the need to please everyone. When we respect ourselves, we no longer feel compelled to mold ourselves to fit someone else's idea of who we should be. We give ourselves permission to be who we are, unapologetically. This authenticity brings an unmatched sense of freedom and peace because we're no longer at war with ourselves or trying to live up to others' expectations. Instead, we're living in alignment with our own values, passions, and beliefs. And in that alignment, there's a deep tranquility in knowing that we're living truthfully, that we're honoring our inner self. Inner peace isn't just about the absence of stress or conflict. It's about cultivating a calm that remains steady, even in challenging times. When we respect ourselves, we build an inner environment that is supportive, nurturing, and safe. We learn to soothe ourselves in times of difficulty, to be our own source of comfort and encouragement. This inner dialogue, rooted in kindness and compassion, creates a solid foundation of peace. Rather than harshly criticizing ourselves when we make mistakes, we learn to forgive ourselves, to see setbacks as part of the journey. This self-compassion fuels inner peace as it allows us to navigate life's ups and downs with grace rather than with self-judgment or regret. Self-respect and inner peace are also about letting go of things that no longer serve us. This could mean releasing toxic relationships, unhealthy habits, or limiting beliefs that hold us back. When we respect ourselves, we recognize that our time, energy, and emotional well-being are valuable, and we choose to invest them wisely. Letting go of what doesn't serve us is an act of self-care, a declaration that we are worthy of better. It can be challenging, as it often involves confronting uncomfortable truths or making difficult choices. But through this release, we create space for peace to flourish as we're no longer burdened by things that drain us or cause us harm. In our journey towards self-respect and inner peace, patience and self-compassion are essential. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress and self-awareness. There will be moments when we slip, when we doubt ourselves, or when we struggle to uphold our boundaries. Yet every small step towards self-respect reinforces our sense of worth and brings us closer to that place of peace. It's important to celebrate these steps, to acknowledge our growth, and to forgive ourselves when we fall short. This patience allows inner peace to take root as we become kinder and more understanding of our own human experience. The rewards of self-respect and inner peace are profound. They empower us to live life on our terms, to face challenges with resilience, and to approach others from a place of wholeness rather than neediness. When we have inner peace, we're less reactive, more grounded, and more open to life's possibilities. Our relationships improve as we're no longer looking to others to fill our sense of worth. We can give and receive love freely without fear or insecurity. And in our solitude, we find comfort rather than loneliness, as our inner world becomes a place of refuge and joy. To cultivate self-respect and inner peace is to embark on a lifelong journey. It's a commitment to honoring ourselves, to choosing paths that align with our values, and to embracing a calm that comes from within. This journey may be challenging at times, but the rewards are immeasurable. In the quiet confidence of self-respect and the deep serenity of inner peace, we discover our true strength. We come to realize that we are enough as we are, and that within us lies all we need to live a life of fulfillment, joy, and unwavering peace. A magnetic presence is the ability to draw others toward you without effort or force. It is an energy that radiates from within, a subtle but undeniable force that others can't help but notice. It's not about physical appearance or the things you own, but rather about the way you carry yourself, how you make others feel when they are in your presence, and the authenticity with which you engage the world. People with a magnetic presence possess a unique quality, a blend of confidence, empathy, and inner peace that attracts others naturally, creating a lasting impression. One of the most important aspects of a magnetic presence is the ability to be fully present in the moment. When you give someone your full attention, when you listen with an open heart and mind, you immediately stand out. In a world filled with distractions, offering your undivided attention is a rare and powerful gift. This presence conveys that you value the person in front of you, and it invites them to feel seen and heard in a way that is deeply affirming. When we make people feel truly present with us, they are naturally drawn to our energy, wanting to connect and engage. Magnetic individuals radiate a sense of self-assurance, yet not in an arrogant or boastful way. Confidence comes from within. It is rooted in self-respect and self-love. When you trust yourself and your abilities, others can sense it. This confidence isn't about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and owning who you are. Magnetic individuals don't seek validation from others because they already know their worth. This inner peace and self-acceptance allow them to move through life with a quiet strength that others naturally gravitate toward. They don't need to prove themselves. Their presence speaks volumes without them saying a word. Another important characteristic of a magnetic presence is authenticity. People are drawn to those who are genuine and true to themselves. When you are authentic, you radiate a certain energy that is both comforting and inspiring. It's easy to sense when someone is being themselves because it creates a sense of trust and openness. Authenticity allows you to connect with others on a deeper level, bypassing the superficial and creating meaningful relationships. When you are unapologetically yourself, you invite others to do the same, creating a space where authenticity can thrive. This is what makes a magnetic person so engaging. People feel comfortable around them because there's no pretense, no hidden agenda. What you see is what you get, and that transparency creates a sense of safety and trust. Empathy is another key trait that contributes to a magnetic presence. When you can truly put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their feelings, you create a deep connection that transcends the usual interactions. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood, heard, and cared for. Empathy allows you to connect on a level beyond words, making people feel validated and supported. A magnetic person doesn't just listen with their ears, they listen with their heart, creating an emotional resonance that others can't ignore. This connection can be transformative because it fosters a sense of belonging and community. And people are naturally drawn to those who make them feel safe and valued. Another element of magnetic presence is the ability to maintain a calm and composed demeanor, even in challenging situations. A magnetic individual doesn't get easily rattled by stress or conflict. Instead, they remain centered and grounded, radiating a sense of peace and stability. This sense of calmness draws others in because in times of uncertainty or chaos, people seek those who can provide reassurance and steadiness. By remaining calm, magnetic individuals create an environment where others feel safe and supported, allowing them to focus on solutions rather than getting overwhelmed by emotions. Confidence, authenticity, empathy, and calmness all contribute to a person's magnetic presence, but the most powerful element is the energy that comes from within. It is the vibration you emit when you are aligned with your true self, when you are living authentically and confidently. This energy is contagious. It uplifts others, encourages them to be their best selves, and inspires them to take action. People are naturally attracted to positive energy, and those with a magnetic presence emanate that energy wherever they go. Whether they are in a room full of people or by themselves, their presence is felt. It is an energy that invites connection, engagement, and growth. A magnetic presence isn't something that can be faked or forced. It is an energy that arises when we are truly connected with ourselves and the world around us. It is the result of living in alignment with our values, embracing our true selves, and engaging with others in a way that is genuine and compassionate. When we live from this place of authenticity and self-assurance, we naturally attract the right people, opportunities, and experiences into our lives. Ultimately, a magnetic presence is about more than just drawing others in. It's about creating a positive impact on the world around us. It's about leaving people better than you found them, about inspiring and uplifting others through your energy and actions. A magnetic presence has the power to transform the environment, creating a space where people feel encouraged to be their best selves. It's a quiet yet powerful force that shapes the way we connect with others and influences the world in ways that are often unseen but deeply felt. And when we cultivate this presence, we not only create more meaningful relationships, but also open ourselves up to a life filled with greater joy, fulfillment, and possibility. Creating space for clarity is one of the most transformative actions we can take in our lives. It is about stepping back from the noise, distractions, and chaos of daily life to find a place where our minds and hearts can quiet down. In this space, we are able to hear our true thoughts, identify what truly matters, and make decisions with wisdom and insight. Clarity doesn't come from an external source. It arises from within us when we allow ourselves the freedom to simply be, without the pressures of the world demanding our attention. In this silence, our inner wisdom can emerge, guiding us to deeper understanding and more purposeful living. The first step in creating space for clarity is to clear both our physical and mental environments. Often we are surrounded by clutter, both external and internal, that prevents us from accessing the clarity we seek. Our physical surroundings can influence our state of mind. A cluttered home, workspace, or even a disorganized schedule can cause mental fatigue and overwhelm, making it difficult to focus or think clearly. When we begin to simplify our external environment, we open up space in our minds. This doesn't mean we need to be minimalist, but rather that we intentionally create a clean, organized space that fosters calm and focus. By clearing away physical clutter, we make room for clarity to enter. Along with physical space, we must also create mental space. Our minds are often filled with endless thoughts, worries, and distractions that keep us from being present in the moment. These thoughts pull us in different directions and prevent us from gaining the clarity we need to move forward. To clear mental clutter, we must learn to quiet the noise. Meditation, deep breathing exercises, journaling, or simply taking quiet moments throughout the day can help us to still our minds. By slowing down and practicing mindfulness, we create the space necessary for new insights to arise. This is when we can reflect on what we truly want, what aligns with our core values, and what serves our highest good. Mental space allows us to see things from a broader perspective and discern what is important and what can be released. Another crucial element in creating space for clarity is the practice of setting boundaries. In today's world, we are constantly pulled in different directions by obligations, commitments, and the demands of others. Our time, energy, and attention are often stretched thin, leaving little room for reflection and self-care. By setting boundaries, we take control of our energy and create the space necessary to focus on what truly matters. This might mean saying no to some invitations or requests, taking time away from technology, or prioritizing personal time over social engagements. Boundaries are not about isolating ourselves, but about protecting our time and energy so we can recharge and reconnect with ourselves. When we take this step, we create room for clarity to emerge because we are no longer running on empty or distracted by the needs of others. Creating space for clarity also involves being present and accepting the moment. We often struggle to find clarity because we are too focused on the past or the future. We replay old conversations or regrets in our minds, or we worry about what's to come. This cycle of dwelling in the past or future robs us of the opportunity to experience the present moment. To gain clarity, we must practice being fully present in the here and now. This means letting go of past mistakes and forgiving ourselves for any regrets. It also means releasing the need to control or anticipate the future. Instead, we can focus on what we can control in the present moment, making decisions based on where we are now rather than being clouded by the past or future. Sometimes the space for clarity also requires us to disconnect from external influences. We live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and advice from others. While external input can be valuable, it can also cloud our own judgment and prevent us from tapping into our inner wisdom. When we take time to disconnect from the noise of social media, news outlets, or even the opinions of friends and family, we create space to hear our own voice more clearly. It's important to allow ourselves the freedom to make decisions based on our own values and intuition without being swayed by others. This practice of tuning out external influences allows us to access a deeper sense of clarity that is true to ourselves. Trusting the process is another vital aspect of creating space for clarity. Often we want clarity right away, but it doesn't always come on demand. Sometimes we need to allow it to unfold gradually. Trusting in the process means letting go of the need to force answers and embracing the uncertainty that often accompanies personal growth. Clarity may come in flashes of insight, moments of stillness, or in quiet reflection. By being patient with ourselves and allowing clarity to emerge in its own time, we create a space for wisdom to flow naturally, without pressure or expectation. When we create space for clarity, we begin to feel a sense of peace and purpose in our lives. We are no longer distracted by unnecessary clutter or external noise, and we can focus on what matters most. In this space, we are able to listen to our inner guidance and make decisions that align with our values and desires. We stop reacting to the world around us and instead start responding with intention. Clarity allows us to move forward with confidence and purpose, knowing that we are aligned with our true selves. Ultimately, creating space for clarity is an ongoing practice. It's about intentionally choosing to clear away the noise, distractions, and clutter that prevent us from accessing our inner wisdom. It's about taking time for ourselves, practicing presence, and trusting the process of unfolding. As we make space for clarity, we unlock our potential, and the path ahead becomes clearer, more purposeful, and more aligned with our true desires. In this space, we find not only clarity, but also peace, direction, and a renewed sense of self. Letting the world take notice of you doesn't require forcing attention or shouting for recognition. It's about cultivating an energy and presence that naturally draws others in. It's the power of authentic self-expression, confidence, and alignment with your purpose. When you live in a way that is true to who you are, when you are grounded in self-worth and unapologetically pursue your dreams, the world will take notice, and it will do so with admiration and respect. The first step in letting the world take notice is to know who you are and what you stand for. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal power. When you are clear about your values, your purpose, and your unique strengths, you become unshakable. You no longer need to seek approval or validation from others because you have already affirmed your worth within yourself. People are naturally drawn to those who exude confidence in their authenticity. This confidence doesn't come from arrogance or ego, but from a deep sense of self-love and acceptance. When you are aligned with your true self, your energy radiates in a way that others can't help but notice. Living authentically is key. Many people spend their lives trying to be someone they're not in order to fit in or gain approval. But true power comes from being yourself. When you allow your true essence to shine, when you embrace your quirks, your passions, and your unique qualities, the world responds. People are inspired by authenticity. They gravitate toward it because it feels genuine and real. There is no facade, no pretension, just a person who is unapologetically themselves. This authenticity creates a magnetic energy that others find irresistible, and it naturally draws attention. The more you align with your true self, the more the world will take notice, not because you're trying to stand out, but because you are standing true to who you are. Another way to let the world take notice is to take inspired action. Dreaming and setting goals is important, but without action, those dreams remain stagnant. When you take steps toward your goals, no matter how small, you begin to make progress and create momentum. It's in this process of action that the world begins to see your commitment and determination. People notice those who are actively working toward their dreams, who are dedicated to their craft, and who show up every day with a sense of purpose. Taking inspired action means following your intuition, trusting your instincts, and moving forward, even when the path ahead isn't clear. The world takes notice when you have the courage to take action, when you demonstrate a relentless pursuit of what you believe in, and when you do so with passion and conviction. Embracing resilience is also crucial in allowing the world to take notice of you. Life is full of challenges, and how you respond to adversity speaks volumes about your character. Resilience is not just about bouncing back from failure, but about growing stronger through it. It's about maintaining faith in yourself, even when things get difficult. When you face obstacles with grace and perseverance, people take notice of your strength. The world admires those who don't give up, who keep going even when the odds are stacked against them. Resilience is a powerful quality that draws people to you because it shows your depth, your fortitude, and your unwavering belief in yourself. Your ability to rise from adversity becomes a beacon of inspiration for others, and in turn, the world notices and respects your inner strength. One of the most powerful ways to let the world take notice is through service to others. When you contribute to the greater good, when you help others without expecting anything in return, you begin to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond you. Service is a powerful way to make a lasting impact, and the world takes notice of those who are committed to making a positive difference. It's not about seeking recognition or praise, but about genuinely wanting to make the world a better place. When you give freely of your time, energy, and resources, the world notices your generosity, your compassion, and your willingness to help others. This creates a legacy of kindness and impact that speaks for itself. Being a person of integrity is another essential aspect of letting the world take notice. Integrity means being honest, dependable, and true to your word. It means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. When you live with integrity, people notice the consistency between your words and your actions. Integrity builds trust, and trust is the foundation of all meaningful relationships. Whether in your personal life or your professional endeavors, living with integrity ensures that people respect you, value you, and are drawn to you. It's not about seeking attention or accolades. It's about earning the respect of others by living in alignment with your values. Finally, letting the world take notice involves a sense of humility and grace. It's not about boasting or bragging about your achievements. Instead, it's about quietly demonstrating your abilities, letting your work speak for itself. Humility is a powerful force because it allows others to see your strength without feeling threatened by it. People are attracted to those who are confident but not arrogant, successful but not prideful. When you operate from a place of humility, you show that you are grounded, that you understand the value of others, and that you don't need to dominate the spotlight to shine. This quiet confidence is often the most magnetic, drawing attention in ways that are subtle yet undeniable. Letting the world take notice isn't about chasing attention, it's about becoming the best version of yourself and living with purpose, passion, and integrity. It's about taking inspired action, being resilient in the face of challenges, and giving of yourself to others. When you live authentically, pursue your goals with dedication, and maintain a sense of humility, the world will naturally take notice. You don't have to seek recognition. Your presence, your actions, and your energy will speak volumes. The world will see your light and be drawn to it.